So thanks for staying with us. This is Today with John and Helen, and we're live on Plus TV Africa. Now, families have been wrecked, promising future dreams, all shattered by this evil. Does it creep in unnoticed? Who is responsible, and how can we turn around the hands of the clock? Our next guest takes us into the dark alleys of drug abuse and addiction. You're still watching Today with John and Helen. Stay with us.
All right, so our last guest is a drug prevention strategist and interventionist. He's a certified United Nations drug prevention advocate and recipient of many awards and recognitions both home here and abroad. He is a United States government-sponsored alumni of International Visitors Leadership Exchange Program, IVLP, in combating drug addiction and opioid crisis, having championed Delta Beyond Drugs, Bayelsa Say No to Drugs, Lagos Beyond Drugs Addiction, and other life-transforming interventions and program. Our guest is comfortable in this terrain and recognized far and wide as a youth drug advocate and anti-drug ambassador. John, you want to take over from there?
Yeah, because it really is time to get answers from him. Ambassador Sonny Irapo, founder, Select Initiatives. Hello, welcome.
Yes, thank you.
I love your package.
You love his swag.
Thank you. Thank
He's
you.
always swagging.
I just have to look like my people.
And really, we can't wait to hear, you talk, scatter tables like they say, as we take a look into societal decadence, the drug abuse and addiction factor. So let's dive into the questions. This topic is really one that is very, very close to our hearts.
Okay, so let's take it home. What led you to dedicate your efforts towards addressing drug abuse and addiction in the society?
Well, thank you so much for having me. What led me to, the issue, addressing the issue of drug abuse in Nigeria is as a result of the fact that I've seen damages that he has done to promising youth, particularly in the secondary school. I had a secondary school mate, very brilliant, went to the university. When I came back serving, I met this guy, couldn't believe my eyes what I saw. Drug has taken over the guy, and this was the guy that was very brilliant in school, a science student. And I had a close, conversation with him. He confided on me, he said, boy, not drug go. I was pained. So 14 years ago, during the National Youth Service Corps, I took up the responsibility and see if this guy can hook in this substance, then every other youth is vulnerable.
Yeah.
So I began to, vehemently take the campaign to streets, to churches, to every nook and crannies of the country, including on media, on social media. I'm there. So driving the message of saying no to drug abuse, because young people are the engine room of any nation, including ours.
Yeah.
So if we leave them to die, who is going to drive the various industries that we're having?
Yeah.
So that is what led me. Then I started during the NYC, and today I'm not regretting that I'm making my impact as far as nation building is concerned.
Thank you. All right, John.
So maybe you would want to shed some more light on the current state of drug abuse. You've talked about your friend, drug abuse, addiction in Nigeria. What paint us that picture?
Well, it is sad because I'm seated here today because of the fact that I have seen the damages. I wish our leaders had seen the damages just the way I'm seeing it on a daily basis. They will take up the issues and address it the way it should. Now, if you talk about drug abuse in Nigeria, it's alarming, it is worrisome that it needs all our efforts to address it. Now, in a state where, according to statistics, that age 18 and 39 are the worst users of this canker. And if you look at this age bracket, these are young people supposed to be contributing to the growth and development of the country. These are the engine room, like as I've said before. So if they are vulnerable to drugs, there is a problem. Now, according to the Psychiatrists Association of Nigeria, that age 18 and 38, 85% of those age are regarded as mad people in the street today as a result of drug abuse. So what am I saying? This also boils down to we are losing our productive age.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are losing our productive age. So if I begin to tell you what I've been experiencing, you will shed tears. In a state where you see a boy of 12 smoking marijuana, in a place, in a society where you see 15 in the secondary school as I speak to you, I'm a campaigner, I'm a grassroots person. So on a daily basis, I see how they are recruiting these young people into the space of drug abuse. So it is alarming, it is worrisome that every one of us must see this as a fight that we should fight. Why we should demonstrate our effort towards it? Because let me tell you, the issue of drug abuse, you can be a primary victim or you can be a secondary victim. A primary victim may be somebody who is engaged in drug abuse. A secondary victim is somebody, maybe someone who is engaged in drug abuse. Through that action, you can be consequential to the lives of individuals. And I will give you a classic example. Now, for the ladies, now you see these other boys, okay? They invite them to their homes. Most of them, they don't know that I have witnessed it. They drug them, and at the end of the day, they sleep with them, they take the vitals of their body. And they call them, do you know what they call them? They call them walking corpse. That is to say, they are dead while they are walking. Why? That is to say, they are telling them that we have taken your vitals, we have taken your potentials. So this category of individuals, they are secondary victims. Even in the secondary school, we've also had cases of bullying, all right, where in the process somebody died as a result of that. I can continue from there because the issue to speak with you is alarming. But we cannot fold our hands because we believe in the energies of young people. And these are people that can shape the narrative. These are people that can bring developmental stride to the country. And if the country that we call Nigeria can be better, we must pay attention to this demography. Because we don't have any other country that we can go as. As I speak with you today, NDLA, they've arrested 48,157 drug traffickers in less than 3 years. 46 drug barons arrested. That is to say, it is increasing on a daily basis. Why? Because these drug traffickers, they've seen Nigeria as a market. They've seen markets from the youthful population that they need to sell drugs to them because of the disadvantage that we have.
Okay. All right. So disadvantage that we have. You know, you walk the streets of Lagos, and at different points, you know, when I'm passing here, this is some location for these boys, these girls, and all that. And a lot of people, government knows. We really don't know what is happening. They can't be picked up, they can't be helped, and all of that. Now, what are the common misconceptions or myths that surround drug abuse, and how do you work to dispel them through your initiative? Some people tell you that Indian hemp is medicinal. Some young people tell you that. I don't know where they got that information from. And more of them, like you said, are being, you know, initiated into it. How do you dispel some of these myths and some of these untruths?
Thank you. One of the factors that is responsible, apart from looking at it from the biological aspect, we look at the social pathologies, okay, which you've mentioned. One of the social pathologies is the peer pressure. The peer pressure is also a factor that is responsible. Right? We look at ignorance. Ignorance, they say, is a disease that should be cured in the school of knowledge. Our young people, they carry smartphones, but they don't know that smartphones, there's a lot of information too that you can get from the smartphone. Those who justify marijuana to be very medicinal, that's what they say. They say this will not be vegetable, now. They can just take her. You understand? But I've also challenged them that yes, you say vegetable, but have you also considered the consequences of taking this vegetable? Now, you mentioned Igbo, which is the popular one, the widely used drug. Okay? It is a depressant drug. That is to say, it slows down the activities of the central nervous system. So we are telling young people that yes, as you justify your action, also search for the consequences. And that is why in my campaign, I always tell them, say no, say no. How do you say no? You must first of all know, find to know. You have your smartphone. Use the smartphone also to get information and know the consequences. Because the prolonged use of marijuana, I just gave you statistics, that a lot of young people, they are out there. Do you know that at the point, we have 6 stages in drug abuse. The first stage is the experimentation. And at the first stage of experimentation, because of the genetic vulnerability of young people, what is good for one might not be good for the other. So one who take marijuana and go free, the other one might take it and not go free. Right. And that is why you see a lot of them at the first instance of taking it, they run into the streets. Let me give you an example. A young man, after taking marijuana, he was shouting, Mama Mitikuo, Mama Mitikuo, for those who understand Yoruba. Mama Mitikuo, Mama Mitikuo. The mother was wondering, while the mother was seated just the way you seated, the mother was what? Kilo Shomo Ifumi, what is wrong with this boy? Emire, why are you shouting that Motikumo Ikuna, Kilo de? At the end of the day, people will say, Mamoti Lofagbo. You know, that is what you get. That's what you get. At the point of experimentation.
That is what you get.
Yes. So we are telling young people that as you justify your acts, your actions, also know the consequences. Because if you don't know the consequences, you might live forever with to regret. Okay. And many young people today, they are regretting.
Okay, now let's even look at how to, we have just barely 2 minutes to go. How do you collaborate with government? In making, because you can't do this alone. You need government in 1 minute, because I know that you have a lot to tell us.
Yes, tell us that. Collaboration in this part of the world, the war against drug abuse is a very, how will I put it? We don't want to sound very discouraging, but the truth is we need ourselves. Even we as our children are not safe the way the trend is going right now. So government should look that we are losing the greatest asset we are having. The youthful population, they are the asset, they are the resource of any nation. And if we lose them, the nation will suffer. Wow. So we are calling on every well-meaning individuals, corporate organizations, the government. They should see it as a fight to rescue the nation. Because drug abuse is a threat to the talent of the country. Is a threat to the potentials of the country. And if we leave these young people to die, the country too is going to suffer. Sure. Today we are suffering of insecurity. We are suffering about criminality. So if we must tackle this issue, which is costing the government more money, when you take a proactive step. So what I'm using, and I know the president is a father to all. We are telling him, please, we need you at this time to address the issues of drug abuse, because our young people are dying. We know he's a father who loves talent. He's a father who uses talent to position and bring development to the society. Okay. So drug abuse is something that is bringing disrepute, not just to families, but to the society at large. Okay. And the more we tackle it, the better it is for us all.
Yeah, all right, drug abuse. That would be the last word.
Drug abuse and drug addiction on a very high note there. Yes, that's a good place to pause for now.
Yeah, that's
if you have
season 1
again. Yes, that is season or part 1, because we hardly have scratched the surface. This is a family show, and we were going to go into the details of how family members can find out and what they can do. What's our role as mothers, as fathers, as uncles. What is our role from that level? We will have you on this show again if you have the time.
No problem.
All right, because we have more things to talk about. John?
I'm just awestruck. I mean that was very powerful, Ambassador. And like Helen said, we would love to have you again on this show. I mean, because there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. So really, I want to thank you for this mind-blowing session that you've given us. May you continue to help this generation say no to drugs.
And thank you for the good job that you do out there. We're here to partner with you from time to time. Like I said, there's need to come in and share your experience and say a thing or two. Please feel free. We will like to have you again, like John said.
Yeah, well, that was a good way to end our conversation today with our dear friend, the Ambassador. We hope that you've been adequately impacted, just like we have been. So we will move on without taking a break
because go straight to your nugget.
We'll go straight to my nugget,
yeah.
And my nugget today is.
And he's still here, so if you feel like putting in a word in the nugget,
feel free.
All right.
So, like I said, our nugget is for people who speak in public, and that is all of us.
That's for him.
We all speak in public. So my nugget for today is this: success does not come to you; you walk towards it.
Another walker.
Yeah, indeed, another worker. And I always relate this to speaking in public, because so many of us go on stage or attend meetings without preparing for it, believing that we will have a great day, out there. So it doesn't just happen. You have to prepare for it. As simple as it sounds, many take it for granted, in public speaking. You have a presentation and you assume you do well by simply picking up the mic and speaking. Hey, who does that? You must know that no public speaking engagement should be taken unprepared, not even the unscripted one, like you just did. A moment of preparation makes a huge difference, if only to help you compose yourself and put your thoughts in the right shelves. So you make it the first row, be prepared before you go out there to speak.
Prepare.
That's my nugget for today, Helen. For free.
Again. Thank you so much. And that's our show. That's our show for today. Today with John and Helen. We'll return same time next weekend with some other awesome guests. And we'll be looking at some other areas of interest. I'm Mama Helen Odeleye. Go out there, have a wonderful weekend, and celebrate without drugs. I would like to say that. And
don't forget that Saturday nights on PlusTvAfrica, DSTV 408, and on Star Times 308, you can watch this program at 10:30 tonight. And tomorrow morning, that's
Sunday.
That's Sunday morning. Sunday morning on the same station at 9:30. Well, I want to say Happy Easter to all of us. I'm not sure Henny remembered to wish me a happy Easter, but it's okay. I'm John Senaya, and like she said, we'll see you again next week.
Enjoy your holiday. Bye now.